from the high desert.
Want to take a ride from the high desert and the great American Southwest?
MED. This is the UFO show, swinging away from now until 7 o'clock, right here in Amarillo Air Force Base. This is the medical squad, and Amarillo Air Force Base is Baskin, don't you forget it. We'll be right here, as I said, till 7 o'clock, followed up by Lightning Lynn, and KMED is going to be swinging away with the top 40 every night of every week of every year. Remember, if you turn that dial on your radio, you are just plain wasting your cotton freaking electricity.
Gold, Crimson, and Clover. It's by Tommy James and the Shondells. Currently number one on top of them all on the BK Sound Survey. 6 minutes before 10 o'clock in the evening. Your host, of course, Art Bell. Welcome into the show. Kind of, officially, if you would. 74 degrees outside, ridiculously warm for this particular time of year on the island of Okinawa. Should be rather cool. As a matter of fact, it should be downright cold at this time. Here, we're just about to enter February, right? And it's hot. It's not reasonable at all. Well, very, very, very good evening, Okinawa. My name is Art Bell. And I shall be with you till about 5:45 tomorrow morning. Come rain or shine, it appears as though rain is coming. Kind of a glooky type day on Okinawa. Could be worse, somehow. However, now that I think about it, I'm not really quite sure just how. We start this whole thing out with number one.
Flagship station of the CBC and BRN radio networks, KDWN, the 50,000-watt clear channel voice of Las Vegas on 720. Good morning. We're just up past a full moon. We're here for all-night talk radio.
The subject of the president, just let me read you this. I found it here. President John Kennedy was very interested in UFOs, and he's been reported to have wanted to release the information to the public. And I'd like to read you what he said in a speech to Columbia University just 10 days before he was assassinated. He said, "The high office of president has been used to foment a plot against the American people. Before I leave office, I must inform the citizen of his plight." And that was just 10 days before he was assassinated.
10 days before he was assassinated?
Yeah, I'd like to get somebody who's really well-versed in the history of Kennedy to find out what else he might have been talking about.
I'll tell you, I also was not aware that Jimmy Carter promised, in a campaign promise, correct, to get to the bottom of the UFO question?
Absolutely, got it right here.
And then never did it.
Not one word. Didn't even say why he didn't.
and he relayed a story to me that was about the Thunderbirds. You remember those planes that crashed some time ago,
Yeah.
Art?
Yeah,
Yes, I do, of course.
Okay, he told me that they were on maneuvers. There were 40 of the servicemen, but he was undercover, and the others weren't aware of, his position. And in an overnight maneuver, they were awakened in the middle of the night, and this was right around where those Thunderbirds crashed. He said they were awakened with bright lights. They were shining against the mountain and all around their trucks, and they were all awoken. And all these machine dials on the trucks were going crazy, just wild. And when he told his superior about it the next day, about the whole entire incident, his superior said, "What were you guys smoking or drinking last night out there?" What do you think of that?
That's a typical reaction.
Isn't that
until
something?
Until it happens to them, they
But I just want to tell you, I admire your coming forward. It's got to take a lot. I know there's a lot of ridicule, as we know, with anything that's unusual, and I do thank you.
We do thank you.
appreciate it. And I'd just like to say that
I'm on the air,
You are indeed. Where are you calling from, please?
Southern Oregon,
Yes, ma'am.
and I had the interference on the radio. At first, I thought I was trying to figure out why a ham was coming in on the AM warming up.
Don't blame it on the hams now.
Well, it didn't last long enough.
Well, what did it sound like to you?
It was a mild tone. It didn't drown you out at any time, but it was just
Others have
like a squeal of trying to find the stations on the old-time radios, and then it would go up and then come down. And I didn't find just what it was doing, but at times almost like an arpeggio.
Well, that's very similar to the other descriptions we've been getting, and I must tell you, I'm an engineer, broadcast engineer, and what we're talking about right now could not reasonably be done. Simply reasonably could not be done. It would be terribly expensive. You'd have to have a very high-power transmitter to do what everybody is telling us has happened here. It's just not reasonable. Ma'am, thank you for the report.
Industrial design in college, then pursued his aviation career flying airplanes, seaplanes, gliders, gyroplanes, helicopters, balloons, and fighter-type aircraft. While attending high school in Switzerland, Lear became the youngest American to climb the Matterhorn in Zermatt. In 1968, he pylon raced a Douglas B-26 Invader in the Reno Air Races, the largest aircraft ever raced at Reno at the time. At age 28, he was one of the youngest Boeing 707 captains to fly in commercial airline service. A former Nevada State Senate candidate, John is the son of William P. Lear, Sr., designer of the Learjet executive aircraft, the 8-track stereo, and founder of Lear Incorporated, now Lear Siegler Corporation, a large defense contractor. Lear has written extensively about airplanes and other subjects, and was Middle East correspondent for Combat Illustrated between 1975 and 77 while stationed in Beirut, Lebanon with a cargo airline. Although Lear's father was outspoken in his belief of the existence of extraterrestrial visitors, to the great concern of the Pentagon, by the way, particularly because Lear Sr. was head of a large defense contracting company, John only became interested in the subject himself 7 years ago after talking with an Air Force pilot who was stationed at Bentwaters Air Force Base near London, England, where 3 small aliens were photographed by the Air Force, walking up to Wing Commander General Gordon Williams. Lear's extensive worldwide civilian, military, and intelligence contacts have made it easier for him to penetrate the secrecy surrounding the subject of UFOs. Then, in 1988, John became acquainted with a government scientist who worked at Area S4, part of the super-secret Area 51 at the Nevada test site. The scientist was a member of the most classified government research team then in existence. It was their job to research and try to duplicate the propulsion system of 9 recovered alien aircraft in storage at the Nevada test site. Lear is an amateur astronomer and photographer and has won several awards for his photos taken during his worldwide travels. He owned and campaigned the 12-meter America's Cup boat Soliloquy out of Marina del Rey, California for 2 years. He is vice president of the Generals Ward and Chenault Post No. 1, the Soldier of Fortune Post of the American Legion, and a member of the Special Operations Association. John currently is chief pilot for a cargo airline, flies Boeing 727s throughout the Caribbean and South America. Lear has 4 daughters, lives in Las Vegas with his wife, Marilee, a former actress, and youngest daughter, Jacqueline, 15. His hobbies include gardening, carpentry, and UFOs. I added the last. And so away we go without any further introduction, and that just about did it. Here is John Lear. Good morning, John Lear.
The following program is made possible by a grant from the Bigelow Foundation. Welcome to Area 2000. This program introduces our listeners to the scientific approach to discussion of 2 particular subjects: UFOs and near-death and after-death experiences. To contact the Bigelow Foundation during the work week, call Angela Thompson between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. at area code 702-456-1606. That's Angela Thompson at area code 702-456-1606. And now, Area 2000. Good evening. Welcome to another Area 2000. I'm Art Bell. And as usual, we've got a full plate this morning. We've got our roving journalist, George Knapp. And way back in Philadelphia, this time at the airport, Linda Howe, just arriving back home, with her glimpses of other realities. And then it'll be Dr. Michael D. Swords, and this morning's major subject, I guess, is going to be UFOs, but his education, his interest goes into the parasciences as well. So we're going to be just moving all over the place this morning, this evening. I'm never going to be able to get that straight. Maybe in 4 or 5 years. At any rate, good evening, everybody. We'll try and start it on the right note. Let's find out what's new in the world of UFOs this week.
Welcome to Dreamland, a program dedicated to an examination of areas in the human experience not easily nor neatly put in a box. Things seen at the edge of vision, awakening a part of the mind as yet not mapped, and yet things every bit as real as the air we breathe but don't see. This is Dreamland. This indeed is Sunday evening, and Dreamland underway once again. Hi, everybody. I'm Art Bell. Great to be here on a Sunday evening. As you know, one of my favorite areas of investigation, without question. A little bit of a difference this evening.
Let me let you in on a little secret that I shared with the After Dark subscribers just a few months back. I really don't believe everything that my guests talk about here on the show. You heard right, I'm a skeptic. But once in a great while, a guest comes along who just blows my socks off and forces me to rethink my conclusions about something. Now, that's what happened when I talked to Pam Reynolds. Read about her story in the May issue of the After Dark newsletter. Subscribe now by calling toll-free 1-888-727-5505. For just $39.95, you get 2 free issues, 14 for the price of 12. Or log on to artbell.com, hit the library link to the secure server to order. This issue may change the way you think too. Call now, 1-888-727-5505.
I'm Art Bell. I just happened to be in the neighborhood, so I dropped by to extend a special invitation for you to join me Sunday for Dreamland. It should be a great show. My guest will be Dr. Elvin Taylor. The topic, subliminal perception. Don't miss it. Sunday, Dreamland, right here on everybody's favorite radio station.